any of us has any day is what we wake up with. That toolkit, those decision-making skills, and nothing stays static. Life is happening to all of us all the time, and we have to be gentle with ourselves and gentle with each other.
Iconic musician Amy Grant joins Jesus Calling to discuss her first album of original material in 13 years, The Me That Remains. In this deeply personal project, Grant shares music inspired by significant life events, including the tender journey of aging and caring for her parents. She also touches on her ongoing recovery from a serious bike accident and her enduring joy in creating and sharing her music.
Aging felt like a mystery to me. My parents did not really talk about it. My mother, her only brother died his senior year in high school, her younger brother. And my father was an only child. And it's interesting having both parents be only children. So there was no one for them to talk about. Remember when mom and dad did this? And so care for my parents, communicating about my parents. We've always had the group of, we call ourselves the original village. But they didn't have that. But my parents both sort of had, yes, a long goodbye. They battled with different kinds of dementia. Back in 2009, I had worked so much in 2008, and then I had the occasion to be around. I was on the road a lot the fall of 2008, and then I came back and I was with my mother, and I was like, oh my gosh, what has happened to Mom? She had Lewy body dementia. I just put the skids on everything. I have to stop work. I have to stop everything. And there were a couple of trips on the books that couldn't be changed, but that decision on my part affected a lot of other people's lives. But all I could think was, we're losing Mom. And then as we were caring for Mom, I was going, what's going on with my dad? Like, he's losing words. And finally, and he's so smart, he's a doctor, helped start Tennessee Oncology years ago. But I remember having a conversation with him saying, Dad, it's like you're in a room with no doors and windows and somebody's got a hose running and the water is just coming up. And what do you want? What do you want us to do? When you don't know something is shifting in your parents because they've always been dependable, they've been who they are, I wish I could take back what I felt as irritation. Being in the car with my dad and him saying, now down here, you're going to turn left. And I remember one time saying, we've ridden this road 100 times, and so why are you giving me directions? But he was saying out loud what he could remember. And now I go, oh, good gosh, Amy. And so, a lesson for me with my kids is don't ever be afraid to speak the truth of what is right now. And let's not talk behind each other's back. So my mom passed in 2011. And my father stuck around till 2018, but so compromised because the way dementia affected him, it really attacked his language first. All any of us has any day is what we wake up with. That toolkit, those decision-making skills, and nothing stays static. Life is happening to all of us all the time, and we have to be gentle with ourselves and gentle with each other and speak with compassion and honesty. I don't know, there's decades when you're younger that you just have this misguided something, understanding that life just, everything kind of stays. We're just going to be on this road unless you've experienced an accident or illness. And we had sort of an early version of that with me because I had a bike wreck in 2022 and didn't know if I was permanently changed. I was temporarily changed for quite some, several months. That gave us an opportunity with my children to practice what the end might be. And I saw my kids come around me. I don't remember a lot of it, but I heard about it later. I had several very quiet months. No screens. I spent a lot of time just in the backyard, sitting at a picnic table, writing. I called it Writing to Remember. I filled a spiral notebook. I've never gone back and read any of it. I don't care to. I started reading books that I guess I had purchased and had no memory of it. But I thought this mattered to me. And one of those books was written by Desmond Tutu and his daughter Mfo Tutu. It was called The Book of Forgiving. I found it on my desk, and the bottom half of it looked like I dropped it in a puddle. And I went, well, I must have been carrying this book around. And so that was the first book I read. And so as I'm processing writing, trying to remember my life and different seasons of my life, I'm also hearing Desmond Tutu's words about forgiveness. In those months, those very quiet months of August, September, October, by mid-November, I was going back to rehearsals, but I was not ready. Starting to sing in December, and nothing was working right, and my balance was bad, but I was surrounded by people that I knew had my back. And words were on a teleprompter. And then by January, that bike wreck had caused spontaneous growth of a pre-existing cyst that was nestled in my vocal cords. And so that surgery happened in January of 2023. That was such an unexpected gift from that bike accident. Everything that seemed like, oh my gosh, this could be catastrophic, there was always a gift in it. One of my daughters, who is very frank, has an incredible sense of humor, and she's a little bit caustic in kind of a funny way. And she would say, oh my gosh, Mother, I loved you so much better right after your head injury because you just spoke your truth. And then, yeah, but it has been a long process. I know every human being is unique. Our recovery is unique from everything. And last week was the first time I've really been working hard to recover my balance. And really it's been in the last 6 months. So the last 6 months is like 3 years and change after the accident. And I just was compelled to try different routines of movements throughout the day. And so now I can walk down a hall and I won't sort of out of nowhere list to the left and hit the wall. But I mean, that was 3 years in, I was doing that. But life for all of us is recovery. You know, practicing when our memory starts to be less dependable, set alarms. I set an alarm every time I turn on the bath water. My calendar, I used to keep it all in here. I write everything down. You know, it's just like, you know, things shift for all of us. And it's like, well, okay, how can I shift my daily practices to help me accomplish what I want to do? And then also realize that at some point we don't have the capacity to do what we once did. So say, well, if time and energy resources are precious, I need to figure out what matters most and put that at the top of the to-do list and let go of things that I used to say mattered. But if I had to choose between this or that, no contest. I'm going to put my energy toward my first choice. I mean, live music is just fun. It is fun. I feel like the arts are good medicine for everybody. I'm always so glad to get to put on an evening of songs. I'm so glad when people show up. I do look around the curtain and go, oh my gosh, anybody could have done all sorts of things with their money, with their time, and they've chosen to be here. And if it's one person, we're going to go out and work hard and give them everything that we've got. You know, I sing songs from all different chapters of life. I started recording in the late 70s. And so I just try to do something from every decade, some familiar songs, maybe some not familiar, sometimes covers. But it's been so much fun to have new music. I feel like a lot of the record is hopefully telling our story, all with different lenses and different details of the story, but we are all part of humanity, and we all experience good and hard and unresolved unrest. And how do we sit in it and find our way forward? The 6th of January. It was written by Sandy Lawrence. And at some point I said, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about that song. Would you let me record that? And she said, yeah. It reminded me of early Joni Mitchell. I mean, she's quoting Joni Mitchell in the first verse. And that song just, it made me think. It's like, this is the world we are in. There's no finger pointing, and everybody's life experience is different, and how do we come together? And I related to that in my own life, in my neighborhood, in my community, in my country. You know, where are we? My mom's first cousin was a career school teacher, and she gave me my first copy of Jesus Calling. And that must have been, I don't know, 20 plus years ago. And I remember I so loved that book. She was so instrumental in my life. I wanted to carry that book with me everywhere. To me, it's such a private experience because I needed the privacy of that experience, whether I was on an airplane, on a tour bus, at a restaurant. I have written journals through different times in life, and a lot of times, especially if you're struggling with something or trying to process something, for those of us that like to write, you know, we'll pick up a pen. There's something, especially something about writing cursive, when it's almost like drawing, it's almost like doodling, and I find that my thoughts will get freed up if my hand is moving that way. Everybody has those struggles, those processing. Choices gone south, something physical, you know, the phrase illness or accident, you know, those things are never anticipated by anybody. So you can be on a road and you go, barring illness or accident, where we hope to wind up is, you know, at this destination. But I just think, you know, all of us, you get to a certain point of time and you feel such gratitude. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you. And you look at the ones you love. Okay, barring illness or accident, we're going to, Lord willing. Yeah. But when those things come, you know, you even more, you need the people in your life even more to remind you of what matters, to remind you you're right on time for your life. You are loved by God. Your life matters. If you're still breathing, the adventure continues.